This conference will now be recorded.
Fine, guys. Let us start the session. Let me go and open the course content. Let me open it. In yesterday's class, we discussed about variables. Now, in today's session, we'll discuss about user login screen. So, how to create a login screen, how to validate the username and passwords. We'll be discussing now in today's session. So, in order to go and work with it, let me go and open one notepad. First, let me go and open one notepad. Fine. Let me open it. See, now in today's session, we'll discuss about user login and also OTP authentication. So now if you see, if you take any app, first of all, if you want to go and use that app means we need to go and log into that app. We need to sign up first. We need to sign up, and then once after sign up, whenever if you want to go and open that app, you need to go and log in. So how to go and create a login screen, and also how to go and enter the username and password. Whatever the usernames and passwords we are entering, whether those usernames and passwords is valid or not, how to check it. And also we'll log into the apps by using the usernames and passwords. With the help of username and password, suppose think that if you forget your password or username, now you need to go and log in with what? OTP authentication. So how to log in to the apps using username and password and also OTP authentications, we'll discuss now in today's session. So in today's session, we'll discuss about the how to log into the apps using username and password. In the next class, I will discuss about OTP authentication. So first of all, try to understand new user login. So if you want to log in, if the new user wants to log into the app, first of all, he need to provide what? He need to enter the username and the password. So in order to go and work with it, how to go and create a login screen, there is one list in the SharePoint. Guys, in the SharePoint, I'm creating one list called registered student. The list name is registered student. In this list, I'm having some fields: student name column, mobile column, email ID column, username column, and password. These are the columns I'm going to keep in this list. Let me go and open the SharePoint and let me show you what is the list I'm creating. And once after knowing that what is the list it is, next let me go and discuss about how to go and create an user login screen with the help of username and password. Let me go and open the make.powerapps.com. Let it open. Let me go and open the SharePoint. Go to the app launcher. Go and select the SharePoint. Now in the SharePoint, I'm having one site called Forms. Let me go to the Forms site. Let me go to the Forms. Now see, there is one list already it is created. What is the list I created here is registered students. So when I go to this list here, you are able to see the list items or list what is the fields is in this list. So what are the columns I'm having here is student name, mobile number, email ID, username, and password. So this is the registered students list. In this list, which students I want to keep means which students are registered with us, those student details I want to keep. Here I want to keep the name, mobile number, email ID, username, and also password. Now I want to go and first register with the AB trainings. Once after registering, how to log into the app with the help of username and password, I'll discuss now. So let me go to the Power Apps and let me go here. Let me go to the apps, and there is an app currently we are working with. The app is AB trainings. The app is what? AB trainings. let it open. Let me go and open it. AB trainings. So already we are creating an app for AB trainings, right? In the initial classes we discussed 2 to 3 classes we created an app for AB trainings. There we discussed about how to go and create one form, how to enter the inquiry student details, and how to submit that data to the data sources. Now in today's session we'll discuss about how to allow the users to log in. Let it open. Now see this, the think not this one. Just 1 second. This is the one. Let it open. AB trainings. Just 1 week back. Let it open. Already we are creating this app for AB trainings. Let it open. Fine. This is the app. In this app, already we know that we discussed about how to create a welcome screen and a screen to here some supporting details I'm providing. And when I click on the new student registration, it will go and navigate to the form screen. Here we're able to enter the student details. Once after entering the student details, we can go and click on the submit button and then reset buttons. If you want to submit the form, go and click on the submit button. If you want to reset the form, go and click on the reset. And once the form is submitted, we'll give one message to the user that registration is completed successfully. Thanks for choosing AB trainings. So this is the text I'm keeping. Now what's my requirement here is, okay, when I go and play it, when I click on the get started, it is going to the screen 2. Now in the screen 2, when I click on this new student registration, it is going to the one form called default form. I don't want to make use of this form, guys. I want to go and create one new form. So let me go and keep here. Let me change this name to new student inquiry. New student inquiry form. I don't want to disturb this form. I want to keep it as same. I want to create another form to go and sign up. To if I want to register the new student to enter the data into this list, I want to go and create one new form. So let me do one thing, guys. I want to keep the form same as this. I want to duplicate this screen. So how to go and duplicate it means go to the 3 ellipses and there is an option called duplicate screen. I'm duplicating it. You don't duplicate. Please try to do from your end, from the scratch. Let me duplicate the screen. When it duplicate, it is going to create one another screen with same name. Now I want to keep this screen on the third position. I want to make it as third screen. Let me move up one step up. So this is the first screen, welcome screen. Second screen is supporting screen. Third screen is this is the screen. Now I want to change the screen name. Let me keep the screen name as sign up. Sign up screen. Let me keep the screen name as sign up screen. Now once after passing the screen name, now let me go to the screen sign up screen. Here there is one form. Now this form is connected to which list? Students list. But I want to connect to the which list here now? Registered students. Now how to go and connect to that list? First of all, go to the data. Let me go and click on add data. Go to the connectors. Click on see all connectors. Now search for what? SharePoint. Let me connect to that list, guys. New registered students. Select the SharePoint as a data source. Click on add data. SharePoint. Select the data source as SharePoint. It is open. Let me go and connect to the site called what? Forms. Again. Select the form, site name as forms and then list name as registered students. Click on connect. I'm connecting to the another list in the SharePoint, that is registered students. Now see, I'm connecting the list called registered student. Now in this form, I want to connect to which list means registered students. So select the form and then go to this data sources. By default is connected to the students. Just go and change it to what? Registered students. When I click on it, now it is allowing us, would you like to replace the data cards? Yes, replace my data cards. When I click on replace, now it is going to create another form with taking these registered students as a reference. student name, mobile number, email, course, username, and then password. Let me go here. Now see, use student name, mobile number, email, username, and then password. And there is one more column here called attachments column. I want to remove it. Now go to the fields. Let me go and remove the attachments column from here. Just remove the attachments column. And I want to do some formattings here. I want to change the font color for this, change it to white, and also increase the size to 24. Let me keep it in the semi bold. Let me keep it as 28. Fine, looks good. Next, I want to do the same thing for the remaining all. Let me go and keep it as semi bold. Let me keep it as 28 and align it to font color to white. Let me change this one, 28, font size and font color to white. Let me go here, change this one, 28, semi bold, font color as white. Let me select this one also, 28, font size, font color. Fine. And next, let me select the data cards, guys. Select this data cards, select this one, increase the size to 24. Let me select this one, data card values, increase the size to what the size I'm keeping here, 26. Let me keep here also 26. Let me go and keep here the size as 26. Just I'm doing some formatting here, guys, just to visible for us in a clear way. Next, once after doing this, select the form. Now just reduce some height and keep the top, keep somewhat on the top, keep it here. Select the form, just move it up. Fine, this is the form I'm creating. Now what is this form? Now select the form. What is the default layout for the form? Edit mode. Let me keep it as new mode. Let me save it and play. Now this is the form, guys. New student, it is inquiry, right? Let me change it to registered. New student registration. New student registration. Now when I save it, I can't play. Now I can enter the student name, mobile number, email ID, what is the username for that student, and what's the password I want to keep. Once after entering all the details, I can go and click on what? Submit. Instead of submit, let me go and keep it as sign up button, guys. Let me select these two buttons, keep it on the top, and let me change the text of this submit button to sign up. It is not for to submit, it is this form is for what? To sign up. Let me go and click on here, sign up. Let me keep the text as sign up, and this button is for reset, which is used to reset the form. Now see, on select of this button, sign up button, what I need to do, whenever I go and click on the button, sign up button, on select of this button, what I want to submit, I want to submit the form. Once after submitting the form, go and navigate to which screen? Success screen. There is one screen, success screen, guys. If you see, I'm having one screen here called success screen. Move the screen to up. So this is my success screen. Success screen is the fourth screen. Once the sign up is completed, I want to give one message to the student that registration is completed successfully. Thanks for choosing AB trainings. This is the success screen. Now see, when I go and use the navigate function on the submit button, what happens? It is recommended to go and use the navigate function to navigate to the success screen once the form is submitted on select of the submit button, or it is better to go and write this navigate function somewhere on success property, correct? So if you write this on navigate function here on sign up button, what happens? It doesn't check whether the form is submitted to the data sources or not. Irrespective of the form is submitted to the data sources or not, if the form is not submitted also, still it will navigate to where? Still it will navigate to the success screen. So to overcome this problem, already discussed this scenario in the form validations, I think field validations. Now see, just remove this navigation function here. So on submit, on select of this button, just I want to submit the form. Now where we need to go and write the navigation is the select the form. The form has one property. Go and select the form. Go to the properties. The form has one property. What's that property? On success property. Now on success, that means whenever the form is submitted successfully, then only go and navigate to success screen. So I'm using the navigate function where? on success property of the form. So if the form is submitted, then only it will allows us to go and see the success screen. So this is the success screen. Next, let me go here, go to the button, select the form. Now once after navigating to the success screen, if you want to give any notification to the user, you can go and give some notification on the top. What's the notification? Let's say registration is completed successfully. Registration is completed successfully. Now what's the type of notification? The type of notification is success. Already we discussed this scenarios, guys, in the field validations. Now just save it. Save it. Now see, once if you go and fill the form, once after filling the form, which student is going to be registered, when I go and click on the sign up, once the data is submitted, on select of this button, the data will submit. Once the data is submitted, then it will navigate to which screen? It will navigate to the success screen. That means the registration is completed successfully. Fine. Let me go and do this one, guys. First, let me go to the welcome screen. Now go and play. Go and click on what? Get started. When I click on the get started, it is navigating to where? Second screen. So here, when I go and click on the new student registration, it need to go and open that new student registration. But it is pointing to which screen? New student inquiry. This is not the screen I want to navigate. I want to navigate to which screen? On select of this button, I want to navigate to the sign up screen, guys. I want to navigate to where? Sign up screen. So just keep it here on the top somewhat. Now select this button. Now on select of this button, currently it is navigating to where? Form screen. Let me remove this. I want to navigate to where? Sign up screen. I want to navigate to where? Sign up screen. Just save it and click on play. Now see, when I go and click on this new student registration, now it is navigating to where means new student registration screen. So here you can go and enter the student details. Which student is going to be registering, that student details we can enter here. Once after entering the student details, go and click on what? Submit button. When I click on the submit button, already we written some action here. What's that action? Submit the data to the data source. And reset button. On select of this button, reset. What I'm doing here? Reset the form. If you want to reset the form in between, if I go and click on the reset, it will reset the form. Now let me go and click on it. Now let me enter one of the student details, guys. Let's say Warner. Let me keep some random mobile number, and then next enter the email ID. Some random email IDs, guys. Email ID, username. What's the username I'm keeping for this employee is Warner is the username. Next, what's the password? Let's say I'm keeping the password as capital AB, or let me keep it as AB at the rate 123. This is the password. Now see, this is the password, right? I don't want to make this field as visible. I want to make it as hide. So select this field and select this data card value. There is one property here, mode property. Go to the mode property. By default is single line of text. Let me change it to what? Password. When I change it to password, now say I'm not able to see the password here, so it is dotted now. Now just play it. Now I am entering one of the student details. So which student is going to be registered? Once after entering the student, go and click on what? Sign up button. When I click on the sign up button, now see it is going to submit to the data sources. Once the data is submitted, you will get one message here: registration is completed successfully, and you are navigating to where? Success screen. Registration is completed successfully. Thanks for choosing AB training. So in this here also, let me do one thing. Let me copy this two. Just to copy these two fields. Let me go to the success screen. Let me paste it here. So it looks somewhat good now. AB trainings, registration is completed. Thanks for choosing AB trainings. Now let me go to the data source. Let me click on refresh. Let me check the data is submitted or not. Yes, one new student is registered with us. Student name is Warner. Mobile number, email ID, registered mobile number, registered email ID. What's the username and what is the password of that student? Now, like this, whenever the student is inquiring, you can go and enter that student details. Now see, go to the welcome screen. When I click on this get started, as we know that it will point to where? It will navigate to the screen 2. Now see, on select of the screen, on select of this button, what I'm doing here, guys, by default I'm navigating to the screen 2. Now before going to the navigating to the screen 2, I said that what we need to do, before going to navigate to the screen 2, I need to go and make that form. I want to navigate to the sign up form. Before going to navigate to the sign up form, I want to make the form as what? New form. I want to make that form as a new form. I said that once the form is submitted, the form is going to be changing the mode to edit. So again, if you want to enter the new student details, when I click on this sign up but new student registration, first I want to make the form as a new form and then go and navigate. Just click on it. New form name. It is here. We need to go and pass the form name. New form. What's that form? Form 1 underscore 1 is the form name. Now just save it. Now go and click on play. Now see, when I go and select this on, when I click on this new student registration, I'm navigating to the new student registration screen. This is the form. Let me enter second one more employee details. Name is Smith, mobile number. Let me enter some email ID, some random email ID. Let me enter the username as Smith123. Let me keep the password as Smith @123. Click on sign up. If you want to reset the form, go and click on reset. Next, just go and click on the sign up. When I click on the sign up, now it is going to submit the data. It is giving one notification on the top and it is navigating to where? Success screen. Now let me go to the data source. Let me check whether the data is submitted or not. Yes, the data is submitted. So this is the two student details I'm submitting here, guys. Let me do one thing. The password is incorrect. Smith @123. Just save it. Now these are the two students are registered now. Now I'm creating one screen here for sign up. I'm creating one screen here for what? Sign up. When I go and click on this new student registration, this is the screen for sign up if the student wants to register. Let's say once the student is registered, that student wants to log into the app. Now the user wants to log in. How to log into the app? If you want to log into the app here, now I need to go and create another one more button, guys. What is that button? Is existing student login. This is new student registration. I want to create another button here. What? New student existing student login. Let me go and keep that one. Just copy this, copy the same button, paste it here. I'm copying and pasting. Don't do it from your end, guys. I will recommend you go and create a button, do it from the scratch. Now select this new student registration. Now let me change the text. What's the text? Existing student login. Existing student login. Now see, on select of this button, existing student login, it need to navigate the user to where? Login screen, but it is navigating to where? New student registration. Now let me do one thing. Let me go to the screen to on select of this button. For now, let me remove this too. Now I want to navigate to where? On select of this button, login screen. I'm having the login screen here. No, I don't have the login screen. I want to go and create another screen. The screen name is what? Login screen. So currently I'm having that these are the screens. There is no login screen here. I want to build one new screen that is for login. So go and add one new screen. Go and add one new screen, blank screen. Let me rename it to login screen. Once after rename, just move up. Once after sign up, success. After success, login screen. Now here just change the background color. Let me change the background color to red. And let me go to the screen too. Let me copy these things. Copy these controls and then go to the login screen, copy and paste it here. Now just I'm keeping the same controls here, guys. Now once after this, now here I want to go and keep two text input controls, which is used to enter the username and a password. So I want to keep two input controls here, which is used to enter the username, which is used to enter what? Username, and second is what? Password. Now I want to go and create that two screens here, two fields here, guys. So let me go and do it. So in how to go and create it. So let me go and add one text input control. I want to enter some data now. What is the data? Username and password. So go to the insert tab, go and select what? Input control. Input control is for what? To enter the data. Let me keep here this input control, guys. Just reduce some size, reduce the width of it, keep it here. And let me remove the default text and keep some hint here, guys. What's the hint I want to keep? Let me keep here username. This is for username. There is some border is there. Let me remove the border. Now there is no border. Let's just copy this. Just copy, paste it here. There is another one more I want to keep for the enter the password. Now this, what is the hint I want to keep here is password. What is the hint I want to keep? Let me keep it as password. Next, I want to keep some icons here, guys. Just let us say some user icon I want to keep here. Here I want to keep the password icon. So let me go and add those controls here. Let me go and search for log general. Let me add this. So I'm keeping one icon here. So which is an indication to enter the username. Let me go and change the color to white. And then let me add one more icon. That icon is key icon, guys, to enter the password. Let me go and search for key. There is one icon called key. Select this and keep it here. Just I'm adding two icons here, not more than that. Just increase some size. Fine. Now here we can go and enter the username and password. This field is to enter the username. This field is enter to what? Password. Now if I enter the username here, let's say Warner, and what's the password for Warner? It is ab@123. So this is the username and password. Warner is the username, ab@123. Now once after entering the username and password, I need to go and keep one button here called login button. I need to go and keep one button here called login button. Once if I go and click on this login button, if the username and password, whatever they are entering, if it is correct, then I want to allow them to log into the app. So let me go and add one button. Let me go and add one button. Let me go to the insert tab. Let me add one button. So let me change this button name to login. Let me increase some size to 26. Keep it in the bold. Let me remove the background color. I don't want to keep any background color. And let me change the font color to red. Let me keep the font color to red. Let me select this, go to this. And I don't want to keep any color. And let me keep the select the font color to white. Fine. Now it looks like a one button, guys. Now login. Let me increase some size to 30. Still it is somewhat 34. Now see, I'm keeping one login button here. Now under this, I want to keep some underscores. Like let me go and add one control rectangle. Keep it here. Just increase. Keep it ahead. Size to 8. Let me change the color to white. Fine. Now see, when I go and click on play, now it's look like one login screen. So here you can go and enter the username, password. Once after entering the username and password, go and click on what? Login. Once if I click on login, now it need to allow us to log into the app. Now on select of this button, on select of this button, which button? Login. On select of this button, I want to go and check whatever the username and password, whatever the username and password the users are entering, whether this username and password is valid or not. How to check? Whatever the username and password I'm entering here, I need to take these values and I need to go to the data source. Here I need to go and check whether this username and password is exist or not, whether the username and password is correct or not. If it is correct and if the data is existing in the data source, then I want to allow the user to log into the app. Otherwise, I want to throw an error. So how to go and do it? Let me go to the app, select the button, login button, select the login button, go to the property called onSelect property. By default is false. Now I'm going to use one if condition here, guys. If I'm going to use one function called isEmpty, isEmpty. and I'm using one function, one more operator here called not operator. Is not empty, which is not empty, is not empty. Let me open the brackets. Now I'm going to use the filter function. What this filter function will do here is, so this filter function is used to filter the data in the data sources. What the filter function will do? Filter function is used to filter the data in the data sources. Now I want to filter the data. Now it is asking us to pass the data source. What's my data source? Registered students. Now keep comma. Once after passing the data source name, now in that registered students, there is one column, registered students dot, there is one column, guys. What's that column is? Logic. I need to display the fields here. What is that name? Username. Let me keep it as bracket. Now it is displaying. Let me scroll down. Let me search for user. If you scroll down somewhere, you can see that column name, username. Now see, here there is one column called what? Username. Select the username. Now whatever the column, I'm pointing to the data source. What's my data source? Students, registered students. In that list, I'm pointing to one column. What's that column? Username. So whatever the values I'm going to enter here now, keep comma or equals to whatever the value I'm going to enter in this username control. Just copy the name of this control. Now go to this login is equals to .txt. That means whatever the value I'm going to enter into this input control, that value I want to go and keep it here. So let's say Warner will be replaced here. Now it will go and check in the students registered list under the username column, there is one user with Warner or not. If it is there or not, it will check. And I want to use the and operator here. And also I want to check one more. What's the one more I want to check? Password, registered students, and then go and check another field. What's that field? Password, @ password equals to whatever the password I'm entering in this field. I want to check this password exists in the data source or not. Let me go and keep here .txt. Just keep it here. Now try to understand, guys. If in the data source students, under the username column, whatever the value are entering, if it is there, and in the same list students, under the password column, whatever the password you are entering here, if this field, if this value is there, then what I want to do? Just close the brackets here. Just close the empty. Now, what's my true condition? So just till now I worked with the condition. What's my condition? Whatever the values I'm entering here, username and password, those are is there in the data source or not. If it is there, then what I want to do? I want to navigate to the success screen. So that means login screen. So let me go and navigate to the success screen, guys. So there is no success screen for now. So already I'm having one screen, right? Success screen, this screen. Let me navigate to this screen for now. So let me go and navigate to which screen? Success screen. So otherwise false. If there is no username and password, let's say I'm entering the wrong username or wrong password, then what I want to do? If you're entering the username and password correct, then it will navigate to the success screen. If it is not correct, then I want to give one notification to the user. Notify. I want to give a notification to the user. What's that notification? Please enter valid, please enter valid username and password. Please enter valid username and password. Just keep comma. Now what's the notification type? Error. The notification type is what? Error. Now close it. Now close the if condition also. This is what the syntax. Just click on format. When I click on format, now see what is doing here is it is going to check, guys. First it is going to filter the data in the data source. So if whatever the username you are entering, if that username is matching, if that password is matching, then it is going to get some records. So if it is getting some record means, then I want to navigate to the success screen. If it is not getting any records means the username or password you are entering is wrong. So if it is wrong, I want to give a notification is empty. If it is empty, that not empty, guys. If it is not empty means there is some value. If there is some value, navigate to the success screen. If there is no value means maybe the username or password you are entering is incorrect. So notify to the user that please enter the valid username and password. Just save it. Go and click on play. Now see, wantedly I'm not entering the username as correct, guys. WARNR. I'm missing one word here. Now see, I'm not entering the username correctly, but the password is correct. When I go and click on this login button, now see what's the message is throwing. Please enter the valid username and password. Whatever the username I'm entering here, this user is not there. So when I go and enter here valid username, Warner, this is the user, and I'm entering the password as what? AB@123. Now when I go and click on this, after entering the username and password, when I go and click on login, now see, it is taking me to a success screen. So it is registration is completed successfully. Thanks for AB trainings. If you want to change it, you can go and change. Let me do one thing. Let me duplicate this screen. Let me keep it as uh, login success. Login success screen. Login success screen. Now I want to keep the screen where after the login screen. After once if you log in, I want to go and navigate to the login success screen. Now go to the login screen. Just refresh it. Save the app. Just 1 second. Save it. Publish. Just click on refresh. Let it open. The layout is changed, so that's why I'm refreshing it once. Now see, when I go and click on get started, now there is another one more button is there, what? Existing student login. When I click on the existing student login, now it need to navigate to where? Login screen. Now it is not navigating to the login screen. Now go to the on success property. Now I want to navigate to where? Login screen. I want to navigate to where? Login screen. Just pass here the screen name as login screen. Just save it and play. Now when I go and click on this existing student login, it is navigating to where? Login screen. Now we can go and enter the username and password. Whatever the username and password, let me enter the name as username as Smith123. Smith123 and username as password as what? Smith@123. Now the username and password both are correct. When I click on the login, now it is going to navigate to the registration. Now what I will do here is, let me go to the login success. Let me change it here. You have been logged in successfully. I want to keep here. You have been logged in successfully. Is the message I want to keep. Now go to this login screen. On select of this, by default is navigating to which screen? It is navigating to the success screen, but I want to navigate to which screen? Login success screen. Let me pass the screen name here. Login success screen. Now just save it. Play. Now see when I go and click on it, now it is the username and password is correct. Now it is allowing me to log in. You have been logged in successfully. Thanks for choosing AB training. So like this, if you want to go and create one login screen, you can go and create the login screens, guys. Simple, nothing is there. So only thing we are discussing here is creating one separate form for registration. On select of this button, go and submit the data. Once the student is registered, I want to allow the user to log in. To log in, I'm keeping here some another screen, login screen. So let me add some other text here. So just to copy this text, keep it. Let me keep the text as please enter the username and password. Let me just giving some indication to the user. Please enter username and password. Just I'm keeping some indication to the user. Please enter the username and password. Now they can enter the username and password. Once they click enter the username and password, next let me do some formatting here. Let me reduce the width to 100. Let me align here. Fine, it looks good now. Now when I go and click on it, it will allow us to log in. So on select of this button, what I'm doing here, this is the main thing we need to discuss in today's session. So whatever the username and password you are entering, you need to go and check in the data source whether the username is exist or not, whether that password is exist or not. If the username and password we are entering, if it is valid, then only go and allow the user to the success screen, that is app screen. Otherwise, go and give one notification to the user. What's that notification? Error notification. What's the notification type is error, and what's the notification message is? Please enter the valid username and password. And also, if you see, let us say once if I click on the new student, existing student registration, directly it will navigate to where? Existing student registration screen. Suppose think that let's say I'm in the screen one, get started. When I go and click on the new student registration, from here also I want to allow the user to log in. Let's say I want to keep some text here. Already have an account, go and log in. So let me go and keep one text here. So from this screen also I want to allow. So if you see multiple apps, you the apps will allows you to log into the screen from multiple places. So I want to allow the user from here also to enter the data to log into the app. So let me go and keep one text control. Keep the text control in the bottom. So just reduce some size. So what's the text I want to keep here is already have an account. If already have an account, just go and enter the details. Just go and click on the login button. Already have an account, login. So I want to keep one button here again, login button. So already the button is there in the login screen. Just copy it, copy this too. Now go to the sign up screen. Here just copy and paste. Just keep those two here. Let me reduce some size for this login. Let me keep the size as 26. Also let me reduce the size. Login. Select this rectangular control. Keep it here. So from here also, if let's say suppose unfortunately he is coming to the registration screen. Now the user already have an account. I want to allow them to log in from here also. Now when I go and click on this login button, now see directly is navigating to success screen. This is not my requirement. Now I want to change the property here. When I go to the sign up, on select of this button, so by default it is doing some calculation here guys. Just remove it. I want to go and navigate to which screen? Login screen. On select of this button, I want to navigate to which screen? Login screen. Now see when I go and click on this button, login button, let me do some formatting. Select this. Go to the fill color. There is no fill color. I think pressed color it is there. Hover color, it is blue. Okay, already I discussed this, how to go and do this formattings. Go and do it by your own. It is waste of time. So let me go and click on this login button. When I click on it, now see it is navigating to where? Login screen. Now you can enter the data. Now see, I'm entering here the username and password. Once if I enter, when I click on the login button, it will navigate to my success screen. Once after navigating to success screen, again if you go to the login screen, still I'm able to see these usernames and passwords. It is not recommended. Once if I go and click on the login button, if the user is logged in successfully, then I want to go and reset these two controls. Now how to go and reset these two controls? Now select this button, login button, go to the onset property. By default I'm doing here what? I'm just validating the data. Once after validation is completed, I want to reset. What I want to reset? Two controls, text input control, and also I want to reset one more control. What's that control? Text input txt1 underscore 1. I want to reset these two controls guys. On select of this button, if the user is logged in successfully, then I want to go and do what? reset the controls. Just go and click on login. Now I'm navigating to the success screen. Now if you go back to the login screen, now see these two controls are resetted. So like this, we are able to go and allow the users to log in. And also, if you see, when I go and click on this sign up, when I go and click on the sign up, once the registration is completed, it will navigate to a success screen. So registration is complete successfully. Thanks for choosing AB trainings. Now from here also I want to allow the user to log in. From here also I want to allow the user to log in. So I want to keep again here what button? Login button. So go to the login screen, copy this two controls, just copy them, go to the success screen, registration success, copy and paste it here. Just keep these two here, guys. Now here also I'm providing one the provision to the user to log in. Once the registration is completed, if the sign up is completed, he will navigate to where? When I click on the sign up button, it will navigate to the success screen, registration success. Once the registration is completed successfully, from here itself, I want to allow the user to log in. So select the button. So by default, there is one code I'm writing. Just remove it. Now go and use what here? Navigate. I want to navigate to which screen? Login screen. Just save it. Click on play. Now see when I go and click on the login screen, login here, directly is navigating to me where? Login screen. Now I can enter the username and password. Directly I can go and click on what? Login. Let me do one thing. Let me go to the first screen, welcome screen. I'm done with the session. Now try to understand, guys. This is my first screen. When I click on get started, it is moving to the second screen. Here we discussed about already how to go and perform these things with the help of launch function, how to call to the customer support, how to chat with them, how to navigate to the Instagram official website, how to navigate to the Facebook official websites, web pages, already discussed. When I click on this new student registration, it is navigating to me where? New student registration. Here you can enter the details. Let's say I'm entering one more student details, guys. Let's say Scott is the employee name. Let me keep some random mobile number. Is the mobile number. Let me enter some email ID. Scott@gmail.com. Let me enter the username. Scott123. Password is Scott@123. Now click on sign in. When I click on sign up, now it is navigating to where? Registration completed successfully. Thanks for choosing AB trainings. Now from here itself, if you want to allow the user to log in, go and click on what? Login button. When I click on the login button, it is navigating to where? Login screen. And also, let's say when I go to the sign up screen, when I go and click on this new student registration, I don't want to log in here, sign up here. Already, if the user is having, from here also they can click. When I click on this login, from here also they will navigate to where? Login screen. So once if you enter the details here, let's say new student details, I enter Scott, and what's the password? Scott@123. If you go to the data source, Scott123 is the username, and Scott@123 is the password. Now see, just say Scott123 is the username. I'm entering only what? Scott. This is the invalid username. So when I click on it, now see that please enter the valid username and password. It is not valid. So let me go and enter Scott123, and password is what? Scott@123. Now I'm entering the valid usernames and passwords. Now go and click on what? Login. When I click on the login, now it allows us to log into the app. You have been logged in successfully. Thanks for choosing AB trainings. So this is what, how to go and create a login screen. This is the main screen we are discussing today. Is the login screen. So before login, I want to create one screen called sign up screen. Once after sign up, registration complete successfully, and then allow the user to log in. I'm building one screen here for login. Once the user is entering the valid username and password, go and allow the user to the login success screen. So on the login screen, the logic I'm doing here is this: the logic. This is the logic we are building in order to go and validate the username and password. Whatever the usernames and passwords the users are entering, whether it is valid or not, I'm checking those credentials here. If it is correct, then go and allow the user to log into the app. If it is not correct, if the valid username is not entering or password is not entering, then go and throw an error message. Please enter valid username and password. So here in today's session, we discussed about how to log into the app using username and password. Suppose think that I don't know the password, I forget the password. Now how to log in? Basically, if you forget the username or password, then there is an option in the second option is there, OTP authentication. So you will get one OTP. Through OTP also you can register or you can log into the apps. So how to send one OTP? If I go and click on send OTP, it will send one OTP to your registered mobile number or email. So once after receiving that OTP, if you enter the OTP in the app, then it will allow us to enter into the app again. It will allow us to log in. Now how to log into the apps using OTP authentication, that I will discuss it in the tomorrow's class. Today we discussed about how to log into the apps using username and password. Suppose think that the username and password is not correct, I forget them, so I want to log in now. I want to allow the user to log into the app using OTP authentication. So whatever the email the user is having here, but if the user is entering the valid email, registered email, for that email I need to go and send one OTP. So whatever the OTP the email is received, if the user is entering that OTP again into the app, then I want to allow them to log into the apps. So how to go and do it, I'll discuss in tomorrow's class. Fine, let me stop here. Now go with the questions.